Previously on Nora G's Nook, I showed you how I used these hexagon mirrors and frames from the Dollar Tree to create these beautiful wall decor. If you haven't watched this video yet, make sure to check it out right after today's video. Hello beautiful people, welcome back again to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name is Nora G, and for today's video I will be using these bamboo skewers from the Dollar Tree to create some beautiful home decor. Alright, so stick with me. Well, so I got 5 packs of this, and I actually eventually got another one, so I'll be using 6 packs to create this decor. And also I'll be using this cardboard box which I've had laying around at in my house for as part of this DIY today. So getting started, I'm using some of my pots covers to actually draft circles for our wall decor. So I'll be needing 5 different sizes. As you can see, that is what I am currently doing. Alright, so before we carry on, if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you can hit that subscribe button and join my new Petro family, guys. And for my returning subscribers, thank you so much for sticking with me. Now let's carry on. So you could either use your electric cutter or scissors to cut out your cardboard depending on its thickness. So I have that cut out and ready for our DIY. Next, I'll be using my ruler to make sure that this is lined up straight in order for me to be able to place this as you will see me do as we progress with this video. So I'm using this to actually lay out my skewers in preparation for my wall art. Alright, so once I had all of them lined up, as you can see with the ruler, I will go ahead to use this masking tape to actually hold them in place for easy transfer. Just watch as I do this. You could also use clear packing tape for this if you do not have masking tape. I just find that masking tape is easy to come off eventually. Alright, so I will go ahead to do the same for all the other packs of our bamboo skewer. So this is basically part 3 of this DIY. So part 1 was basically drawing out our circles in different sizes, and part 2 was cutting them out. Part 3 is laying out our bamboo skewers in preparation for the actual part of this DIY. Also, even though I'm doing circles, you could choose to make this in squares or different shapes altogether just to give it some flair. But this time around, I'll be sticking with just circles. Alright, I find that laying them out this way and using the masking tape over them makes it very easy and way faster for you to do this DIY versus actually trying to place each skewer one at a time. Okay, so you will see as I will progress with this video, I'll be using Mod Podge, and if we had to place each skewer individually directly onto our circles, that would take us way longer. Alright, so I made a whole bunch of those, so to save us some time, we're going to the next step, which is step 4. I'll be pouring out my Mod Podge in generous amounts for this part. So just make sure you have enough Mod Podge on your cardboard. So next up, I have that all spread on the cardboard with no spaces, and then now I'll go ahead to create patterns on my circle using my skewers, which I had actually taped together and set aside. Just watch as I do this. Okay, so for this part, I'm just having them go horizontally and vertically, while at the same time trying to create some kind of a pattern on them. So I'll cut off the excesses and then use them to fill up any spaces that we have left on this, as you just saw me do. Just watch as I complete this. You can see how easy it is with the masking tape being on the bamboos for you to cut them out and just use them onto the next part. So that holds them pretty well. Okay, so we're set and done with this first one. So it is just some horizontal lines and some vertical lines. For our next one, no publicity here for IKEA, by the way. I'm just using the box for this. So yeah, I recommend you placing your skewers onto your cardboard to make sure that is aligned properly before you go ahead to do the Mod Podge and everything else, because once this is dried and cured, you cannot move these skewers anymore. It is basically stuck there forever. All right, so for this one, I am wanting to do like a cross in the middle, so I'll have some still horizontally and some diagonally, top and bottom. Once again, having them taped together makes it so much easy to actually transfer them onto the next part. Okay, so just make sure that your lines are straight, and any extras that is not a lot, like you can see me do, I just put a little bit of Mod Podge on there and then glue them right directly onto our cardboard. I'll go ahead and do the same with the portion that is left, just because it's not a lot, so I can glue the sticks individually on there, following what I already had. All right, so I'm going to hold that down with my tape as well, and I'm going to set it aside as well to continue drying for the next 24 hours. All right, guys, so at this point, I believe you get the drift. And as it is the traditional Norwegian Nook, I would love it if you can comment Bamboo Skewers in the comments section and show your girls some love, guys. Thank you so much, and I truly appreciate you all. Wow, carrying on, I will go ahead to do the same for the last two pieces. Once again, following the different patterns that I had in mind. I'm making each one unique in itself, so no two designs are going to be the same for all 5 of them, as you would see. All right, so this was our last but one. Just watch as I complete this. So once this dries off, I'm going to have to cut out the skewers. As you can see, wasn't properly dry, and I was trying to show you that and it almost fell apart. But now it is properly dry, and this is the next day when the skewers were glued onto the cardboard. Now I'm going to go ahead to cut out the excess skewers that is overlapping on our circles. As you can see, I already started cutting this using my cutter. I will go ahead to do the rest of this as well. And first, cutting off any excesses so that it's easy for me to actually go ahead to cut this off. Let's do this. Okay, so you could actually use a strong scissors to cut this off, but that will probably give you some blisters eventually if you have a lot to cut out like I do. So I find that using this to cut the skewers off was a lot more easier and way more efficient. All right, and this is what it looks like once I have all the excesses cut off and our masking tape taken off. All right, so I'll go ahead to do the same for the other ones as well, and then we'll move on to our next part of this DIY. Just watch as I complete this. All right, I also found that I recommend actually to have the masking tape on the excesses while you cut them off, so that you don't have bamboo skewers flying all over the place, which was the case for me when I cut out the first one. But then I quickly realized, okay, I'll have to put some tape over this so that they stay in place when I cut them and not flying around. All right, we're done with number 2. We'll go ahead and fill up any falling skewers on the sides, which would tend to be the case when you're actually cutting this off. But it's very easy to fix. You just need to put some Mod Podge on them on a skewer and then fill in the blank. Right then, we have all of them now cut out and set. I love how this looks, but it's not complete because as you can see, the areas on the sides a little bit rough. So I'll go ahead to use this Pro sandpaper or sand foam, which I got from the Dollar Tree, to actually smoothen the corners so that it looks like a nice brown circle. Also, you could leave it as is, it doesn't hurt, but I recommend doing that way so that it's perfect. Alright, next I'll use this other marshmallow skewers on the lines that actually divide each circle, just to give it an extra flair, and also this will make this actually stand out uniquely and even better. With this, I'll be using my hot glue. You could also still use Mod Podge, but at this point I needed to get this overweight, and since the skewers are way bigger, it's also I do recommend you using hot glue as well for it. Alright, so I'm using double of them just so it is more pronounced and each pattern is more visible, as you can see. Alrighty, so just watch as I complete this. Alright, so to do this, you just need to measure each one with the skewers, and then you go ahead to cut out a double, use your hot glue, and voila, you're done. For the last two, since they're just all straight lines, I'm going to put this going diagonally, and then the smallest one I'll have it going down straight. So each one of them actually look very different. So we could leave it as it is right now. I really loved it how it was like this with no paint whatsoever, but I'll be going ahead to cover it in wood stain just to give it that dark wood kind of look. So that's what we'll be doing at this point. But once again, I also did mention you could choose to leave it as is, just the pure bamboo color, which is very beautiful as well, or you could paint it black, white, whatever color that you want. But in this case, we want to keep it colored and so it's looking like brown wood. So I'm just doing dabs of that on the bamboo and then spreading them out with my cloth and just making sure that it's uneven and just have this, you know, distressed wood kind of look, as you would see. And this is our final look, guys. What do you think? Please do let me know in the comment section what you think about this DIY. I really loved how this turned out. So do let me know in the comment section, would you use wood stain on it, or would you paint it, or would you leave it as is, just the pure bamboo color? Do let me know in the comment section which option would you prefer. I also love that this could easily pass for a boho chic decor or even an Afrocentric home decor. So do let me know what you think and if this is something you would eventually try sometime. Well guys, so that was basically everything I had for you today. If you did enjoy this video, I would love it if you can hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you do not miss a thing. In the meantime, always remember to be your fun self no matter what life throws at you. Thank you for watching and have a great day.